Good afternoon. This is Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio.
And this is Tanika Gillar. I am naturally yours.
Hi,
How was your
how
day?
are you today?
I'm great. How about you?
I am good. I am good. I just traveled in. I only got to Delaware like 15 minutes ago, and we're on with you guys. So I am ready. I am ready. How are you? How was your day today?
Today was a quiet day. Rain started out with a little seizure, but it's weather related, so she's good. It was easy and small and simple. So today was a good day. Been working on rainbows. Got a lot to do on that end, but today has been a quiet day so far. I'm
Okay.
excited because y'all know I don't cook. So I am going to make some fish and I get to cook with white wine.
All right. Nice.
Remember,
Nice.
Grandma used to always cook with wine,
Yes,
Grandma Nola.
red
So,
or white, because her oxtail she made in red wine. And see,
right.
there's a tip, guys. There's a tip. I see two people are on. My grandmother, she lived in Italy for 9 years, so she cooked the Italian way, and for her oxtails, she used red wine. So, all right. So let's get into our topic for today. Our topic, is a serious one because not everyone enjoys the holidays. Not everyone likes the winter. Um, and I think sometimes people forget that. It might be festive for some, but it's not festive for others. Can I go
Okay.
on?
You could do that. But Tisha, how do you feel about the holidays?
I'm not big on the holidays. It's not too big of a deal for me. You remember, of course, us growing up, we lost our stepfather Christmas Eve, and the year after we lost our mom, and then the year after we lost our father, each in a row. So we lost one December, then January, then February. So really, we always wore black those 3 months for many years. I'm over that now, but we could have suffered winter blues, but I don't think we really ever did. But it was just like a thing of,
Hmm. For
remembrance,
me,
I guess.
I'm a bah humbug girl. I'm a bah humbug. I'm a Grinch. I really don't celebrate the holidays. After Thanksgiving, that's my favorite holiday. But Christmas is not a big deal for me, and it probably is related to that. But statistics show that more than 264 million people of all ages, 264 million people across the world suffer with depression. And talking from, we both applied sciences. So from a psychological, nursing, morbidity, well, however you want to call yourself, funeral director side, you could see that during this season. And I know that I personally have a friend who's like, hey, I'm going through some stuff. This is not my season. So we check in. Every now and then I say, I'll just send her a message and say, I love you. I'm thinking about you. I love you. I'm thinking about you. And I'm going to send something in the mail just to keep her encouraged as much as I can. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I actually spoke to one today who's suffering right now with the winter blues on top of COVID. We were just texting today before I started driving to Delaware, and she's really going through it right now. And then I have another one who I spoke to yesterday who every year suffers the winter blues.
Okay.
Um, so I always have to keep them in mind, and like I said, not everybody enjoys the holidays, and we get so wrapped up in, Christmas and New Year's and this and that and the other, the lighting of the tree, the dropping of the ball, that we seem to forget sometimes that people are not well.
Right. So let's go ahead and hit on some things that can maybe help during this time. And one of the things is seeking help. Speak to a therapist that you are comfortable with. I know a lot of times people are asked, a Black female therapist or a Black male therapist in their region that they feel comfortable talking with. So just talk to somebody that might be able to help you, a counselor or someone. You could also express yourself through writing. I know some people like to journal and get your feelings out. I know with me going through a lot of different things right now, sometimes I'll just pick up a book and start writing down how I feel, during the day, or this is what I'm feeling at this moment. And that's going to lead me to another point of feel it. go ahead and feel it, but don't stay in it. Sometimes, and depression could happen to anyone for any reason. There's no cause. It could happen. You could be a happy person, but like say me, I didn't expect to have a special needs daughter, and that brings a whole nother anxiety and sometimes depressing stuff, because like when she has a seizure, there's nothing that I can do for it but to let her know that I'm here and I'm with her. So a lot of times it could be life events that cause you to go. And with COVID and people losing jobs, not having enough money, like you living on your life savings, that money is dwindling. You don't know what's going to happen, not only with the COVID, but what's going on now, what's going to happen in the world, you could jump in there anytime because I know I'm just going off of some things.
Yes,
Anything
I
you
was going to
want
say, you were saying
to
about talking to a therapist. Sometimes people are not into therapy, and that's when they reach out to their friends and family. And you, of course, you can't like be their codependent or whatever. But if you could just be a lending ear, sometimes that's all they need. And
say?
so this one that I spoke to today, she knows she could reach out to me at any time. She has my personal number. And I have another one actually. This is three now that I'm thinking about it. She's away right now, but she suffers depression as well. And she was texting me 2 days ago, actually. But she has a lot of things that I don't want to say she allows to stress her, but some things is like insignificant stress. And I'm like, why are you worrying about that? Don't worry about that because that's what's making you ill. You got to focus on,
Right. Sometimes you
you.
got to let go of stuff that's causing you more harm than good.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that was a point. That was one of my points was getting around family and friends, doing things for your community sometimes will make you feel better if you helping someone else that's less fortunate than you. Another, thank you, Corliss. Corliss is one of my students. She's doing awesome now that she's finished with school. But even if you craft, like I'm a crafter, I've been crafting all day today. It's a perfect day for that. But so find something in your day that you enjoy doing. And sometimes you get caught up in it. So say you like to paint or draw or something like that, your creative side, you could get lost in just doing that. And that's a whole new world for you. So I just wanted to say that that could help as well. Anything you wanted to add to that?
You mentioned something, and go back to your second point or third point. It was something. Feel it, feel it. You said feel it. And
Yeah.
I believe that you should feel it because depending on the level, I'm not a doctor, but my thing is doctors want to prescribe medication so you don't feel things. Sometimes you do need to sit and feel it. As we all know, my mom passed away 2 weeks after Mother's Day. Now, is Mother's Day going to be the same for me? I don't know. Probably because we know she died in a good note, but that's another holiday. And so we didn't want to like take any medications. We want to feel, because, you might go through a depression and that's part of the grief process. As a funeral director, you have to go, but once it's long, too long, more than a year, now you're starting to go into chronic depression, and that becomes a problem. But I
Well,
wanted
you
to feel, what I needed to feel for my mother's funeral.
right. And what speaking of Ma, rest in peace, Ma. I'm not a Christmas girl. Everybody knows that. I'm a bah humbug. But 2 years ago, she spent Christmas with me. And of course, she made me go shopping for wreaths and this and that and other. I didn't do a tree. I was like, Ma, that's my limit right there. So I am going to go down to my basement and pull my box of ornaments out and decorate this year in her honor. It won't be depressive for me. I might be shed a tear or two, but I remember that year very well. And so when you come to another point, when you think of the positive things that are going good in your life, I don't want you to say, oh, today was such a bad day. It was just the worst day ever. Let's look at the elements of the day. It wasn't the whole day that was bad. It was just this part of the day. Like for me today, it was this part when my daughter had a seizure that wasn't so great of a day, but the rest of the day is okay. So don't try to clump the whole day to make it your whole life. It was
I
just
have
a
a college
moment.
student who suffers depression, and you mentioned about crafting. Ugh, this girl, she's so brilliant, and she picks up things like this. Nikki, I taught her how to crochet. She's been on it, on it, on it, on it. And, that was a new skill for her to learn, but she also paints. So,
Wow.
she'll start out, okay, I'm going to just do an hour. And like you said, she'll be 3 hours in and be like, oh, goodness, where did the time go? Because she just
Mhm.
got so into her work that she lost track of time.
It's a
So I'm ready
great
for you to go
stress
on to the next.
release.
Hmm.
Okay, exercising, and I know Corliss just left the gym, but exercising reduces, and releases endorphins, and it brings up the good hormones. So, exercise is a great way to reduce stress and to reduce fat and body weight. So, in that in itself, when you see your body taking on a new form, that can encourage you because it'll build your self-esteem. So exercise is a great way, even if it's something small, even if it's just going for a walk around the block, if it's going into nature, if you like to hunt or to hike is what I meant to say, doing things like that, any type of exercise outdoors. Some people like to go to the river or to the lake and just sit with the water, so that's a great way to release some stress. And that in our nursing homes, they have like special lighting in there, and you can find them on different sites, lighting, because the way it gets so dark, like 4:30, 5 o'clock, is dark here. So, that with the time change and everything like that, there's certain lightings that you can buy to help with depression.
Yes. Exercise, I love exercise on a regular day. I just haven't been doing it, but I love
Mhm.
exercise on a regular day.
Okay. Now, even when we talk about exercise, we talk about diet. Certain foods you need to stay away from, fatty, heavy foods, because that's going to make you gain weight and that's going to play on your depression. But also, alcohol is a depressant. So we like to drink and have fun, but at the same time, alcohol is a depressant. So if you have depression and you're drinking, you're just adding to that depression. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we want to try to limit our alcohol consumption at this time. And I know that even in this season, like the holidays, people drink, especially New Year's, people drink going into the new year, drinking and driving, and things like that. So we have to be
And that could
careful
be because of the depression that they feel with the wintertime blues. So
the
now they're going to drink,
holidays.
and and they get really nasty. Some people get really nasty when they drink, but just the add-on of this year alone with the COVID, and the rates are going up, and people don't know what they're going to be doing for the holidays. Like you just mentioned, you love Thanksgiving. That's your favorite holiday, and you already expressed, Tisha, what am I going to do? I'm usually with you for Thanksgiving. You see what we're doing right now? This is what we're going to do for Thanksgiving. We're going to be on this platform. Hi, and that's what we're going to do. We can't be together.
Yes.
And even for me now, this year, we're in transition from PA to Delaware. And I'm like, Walter, what are we going to do? Are we going to be in PA or Delaware? I'm not even sure because part of our stuff is going to be in Delaware. Part of our stuff is going to be in PA. I have
Right,
no clue
right.
as to what we're going to be doing. What are my kids going to be doing? It's going to be a
Hmm.
whole different year this year.
Yes. Another point I want to make is sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Like, and we do this, T. It's like, I got to clean this whole house. This house is a mess. I got to get this done. Instead of trying to do a whole chunk, say, I'm going to take the trash out, and be happy with that. If that's all you got done that day, that's fine. Don't beat yourself up if you say, oh, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, because that is going to put you into a state of, I could never get anything done. But and on top of that, we're going to celebrate the little victory. So,
Mhm.
sometimes we have big projects that we want to do. I want to lose 100 pounds. Celebrate the 20 pounds that you lost. Celebrate the 5 pounds that you lost. So sometimes we have to break things down into attainable goals. And so that way we don't feel overwhelmed when we don't complete the task. Not saying not to complete the task, but, have your victories along the way. You know what I mean?
Again, this is Keisha McDonald, Alternatives.
And this is Tanika Gillar. I am naturally yours.
And today we're talking about, some people don't like the holidays. Sometimes, people have the winter blues, and you have to be able to recognize that. Sometimes they're very verbal about their depression for the winter, but then you have others that you don't know suffering in silence.
Yeah, suffering in silence, and that's dangerous, because I've known a few people so far that have committed suicide. People will inbox me and say, so and so committed suicide. I don't know why. They could have talked to me, but you just make yourself available and let them know that you are here, you're a listening ear if they ever need you for anything. I know that I'm great to say, hey, and I'll call anyone in my circle and say, look, it is not a good day. Or, I'm going to reach out. I'm not going to hold it in, we text and talk all day, you and I. But sometimes if you're not available, I'm on the line with somebody, and getting it out
Yeah.
because you don't want it to eat away at you, and then you don't want to take it out on your family, especially if you have children that's in the house. And I think that we need to think about that as well as individuals. If you're suffering with depression and you have children, try to keep them in mind. Like, remember that they're here too. And when you suffer, they suffer. So try to get the help that you need on that. And so with that in mind, I would say try something new. So you've exhausted everything else. Try something new. Try a new hobby. Try a new craft. Try a new something, because you might find a love in doing that. So if you try something new, you might find something better that you like.
True indeed. True indeed.
Okay.
I stick with my own neutral thing, but I'm not one for trying new things. But I'm trying. As I get older, I'm trying to do better.
Hey, Ma tried new things as she got older. She
Yes.
went to cheer, she went to
Yes.
karate,
Yes.
and sometimes those are great stress relievers, and those are that's exercise and activity as well. I'm not going to say go on out and go to the shooting range or anything like that. That could be a stress relief for some people,
Hey,
but that's trying something new.
but it was something you were saying on those lines. Go right. If you're in a depression or like a state of funk and somebody invites you to go to their party or something, maybe not just sit home in that funk. Maybe you should just go ahead, even though you're not feeling your best, just try and just go, and let yourself out there instead of sitting
Hmm.
home in a stupor. It's
Right.
hard to say now, but
Of course. And then you want to listen to some uplifting, upbeat music. So, I'm not saying rock or heavy metal, whatever you find uplifting, motivational, whatever type of music that you like, try to do that. We don't want to listen to depressive music in a depressive state. No, we're not trying to do that. So try to listen to something that's upbeat.
it's like when you
And
have a heartbreak and then you start listening to all these love songs. It's like, why?
yes.
You know?
Yes, he listened to some celebratory music. He's out of my life, whatever like that. So anyway, but also we want to practice gratitude because everything isn't always all bad. So there is something that you can be thankful for. You might not say, well, my life is just perfect and wonderful, but there's something you could be grateful for. So, I can walk, I could talk, I could breathe, because people that can't breathe, that's on ventilators and things like that, that's not a happy place for them. So try to find something that you're grateful for. I know even with the pandemic for myself, I'm just grateful to be able to make it day by day. I'm just grateful for that.
I'm grateful that I haven't gotten it, knock wood, knock wood. All of my family has been safe. I am so grateful for that. I'm grateful to still be able to have the salon open. People keep talking about we may have another shutdown. We'll see. But in this time, were you preparing for another shutdown? Because I've been preparing. I have been
Okay.
stocking. But anyway, I'm going off the wrong end. I also find like if you're in a depressive state, people like to be in the dark in a depressive state. Open up those windows, get some light in, freshen up the house a little. I love a fresh smelling house, even if you just have to burn a candle. Even if you feel like I can't do anything, let me just
Hmm.
burn a candle. Let me just burn, incense, whatever you need to do. Get up.
Hmm.
Sometimes you want to just stay in the bed and mull, and that's when we say
Hmm.
don't sit in it. But sit in it if you have to take one day to sit in it.
Take a
Take
day.
it, take a day. But don't stay there. Don't stay there.
Hmm. Take a day, but get up. I mean, we all have those days where it's just like, I'm not working out today. I'm not cooking today. I'm not dealing with the kids today. They better just stay in their room and leave me alone. Don't ask me nothing today. Just stay out of my way today. and then tomorrow I'm good again. So yeah, I might be just a little bit bipolar, but that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes we just need that mental break. Sometimes you need to turn off social media, get off of social media, because then you see stuff there and now you starting to feel inadequate because you're looking at this person and what they're doing and comparing yourself when that's not healthy for you. You in your role and doing your thing, let them be in their role and do their thing. I know that for a while, because I had to give up my nursing career, it was, well, see, look at what my friend, this person is doing and my friend, that person. If I would have stayed in nursing, I would have been here or there or whatever. But then I had to realize that my path is my path, and their path is their path, and I couldn't compare that because I have a different path. So sometimes turning off the social media is important as well. Take a break.
That's a big deal because you see things and a lot of it is not even reality. It's like, that's not real. And it's really something else when you see people putting all these filters on their pages. It's like, come on, that's not even real. So why are you getting yourself worked up? Sometimes their things are inflated. It's not even true. So
Right.
you don't know what's true and what's not true on social media. So yes, I do believe shut it down every now and again, or shut it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a time limit. You know, I
Right.
looked at my Apple phone today, and I love it. It tells me how much time I've spent on social media, and it said you have spent 43 minutes less this week than you know. And I try not to be on social media. I think I'm on social media maybe 2 hours a week. That's it.
Wow.
2 hours a week.
Wow.
And my husband might say, "Oh, you always on your phone," but I'm not on social media. I'm on my phone taking care of business. I'm usually on my phone with clients, you know. So he's thinking I'm on social media, but when I look week after week, I'm on 2 hours for the week. You know, I'm not even on that often.
Not only that, and I know we're going to be going off soon. This is Tanika Gillard. I am naturally yours. And, we come to you guys with different topics. And we're talking today about the holidays, about the winter blues. It's a lot going on with us right now with the pandemic and people not being able to feel and touch and be with their loved ones at this time, whether they're visiting a hospital, a nursing home, or going to people's homes because elderly people are like, don't come over here. I don't want your germs, And so, trying to care for our loved ones is becoming difficult right now. And then the holidays are coming and not everyone celebrates the holidays or into the holidays. So we're just trying to navigate through that. From a different point of view, just some pointers. Neither one of us are doctors, but I am a nurse and a psychologist, and my sister is in the funeral services business. She's a funeral director. So we see this, we deal with this. We have clients that's always reaching out to us and talking to us, friends and family. So at this time, make sure that you're in contact with your loved ones. And help figure out a way to relieve some stress and anxiety. T?
And funeral director in training, I have to say, in
Okay.
training.
Okay.
I finished my schooling and all, but I haven't done my internship yet. So I think that is about all that we have for you today is the sharing of the please check on your neighbors, your loved ones. You never know who's suffering from what. You may see a change of attitude and not understand why. Their personalities may be different. Their personalities may be on the opposite side and they're too happy and they're really
Mhm.
just trying to mask the way they really are feeling. So
Yes,
if
let
you
me
know the
make this.
person well enough, you will know if they're masking or if they're being real.
Okay, I'm going to make these few points before we get off. There is no one single cause for depression. It could be caused by biology, our genetic makeup. Sometimes it's the chemical imbalances in our brain can cause depression. Genetics, so, females are 2 or 3 times higher to be depressed than a male. But males really come through with the act of suicide more than females, and theirs is pretty grotesque. Age can be a factor. If you feel like I'm 45 and I haven't accomplished my goals, age can be a factor to depression as well. Health conditions, cancer, if you have cancer or if you have some type of debilitating disease, that will cause depression, because now you're trying to figure out, how am I going to navigate through this life? Grief, losing a loved one, family member, and then the way that they pass away. If it was a car accident, if it was suicide, that's going to cause grief on you. Stressful events or stressful changes. Yes.
I want to say to that, any kind of sudden death. So it could be a car accident, it could be suicide. Ma died of a heart attack. So any kind of sudden death will automatically probably put you in some kind of depression. It's different when you know that someone is ill, like with a cancer or with a tumor. It's different because you feel like you have time to say goodbye. But when it's sudden, then you automatically sometimes suffer with that grief, and you probably need to see someone immediately.
Yes, and my last one was medications and substances. So, sometimes you'll see the commercials and it'll say if you have a heightened sense of depression or whatever like that, if you're on an antidepressant, it could cause more depression, so be careful of the medications and the side effects, know what they are. And substances, we already talked about alcohol being a depressant, but there's other chemicals and substances that can also heighten anxiety and depression. So if you are in any of those categories, I'm a woman, I'm over a certain age, I might have a little bit of chemical imbalance, but, just know your circumstances, your life, life is stressful, y'all. Life is stressful, and that's very serious. Life is stressful, but we have to find a good, healthy way to combat that stress. This is
And
Tanika
for those
Gillard.
who are believers, pray. I feel like if you pray, God is going to hear you when you pray and you pray earnestly.
And my thing with prayer would be, I do gratitude. I have to stop and say, I'm thankful. Even if I have something going on, like if I can't pay a light bill, I'm like, well, I'm grateful that I have the lights right now. Today I have the lights. So I'm great, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm gonna find a way to be grateful for what I have, because I know if I'm grateful, that something else something's gonna happen to break that depression and keep me motivated to move forward.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you for joining us today. Please go to our website, Twinness. We have quite a few books there. We will be coming back to you on Wednesday. We got to think of our hair topic, but we will be coming back to you Wednesday.
Okay. This is Tanika Gillard. You can find me at IamNaturallyYours.com.
And Tisha McDonald at alternativesbeauty.studio.
Y'all take care.
Have a good day.